Shalom Israel. Call halal, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakah Kudash. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 46. Or 45 rather. Deuteronomy 28 and 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and pursue thee and overtake thee till thou beest destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee as a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and thirst, in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until thou have been destroyed, until he have destroyed thee. Verse 49. The Lord, Yahweh, shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor unto the young, and he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed. Which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high and fenced walls come down therein, wherein thou trustest throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all the land which the Lord Yahweh hath given thee. This is a northern Paiute Thule boat. Okay, this is let me see here. Go to images. Just to show our people, I myself am Northern Paiute, and to show that our people had this technology to build boats, right? Clearly, our people built boats. Northern Paiute. So we had the technology. We know, if we know our own history, that we built boats, right? And so I want to go to First Maccabees. No. Wait a minute. Second Esdras 13 and 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Osea the king, whom Salmaneser the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters. So came they into another land. Verse 41. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen, and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow places of the river, for the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood, till they were passed over. For through that country was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Arsareth. Now, when you go into it, you'll find that Arsareth is dealing with the Americas. That's the Americas. Okay? And so I want to go now. So we know that our people had technology, right? And we know that also our people the Northern Paiutes, the effects of Spanish slavery on the Indians of the Intermountain West. Okay. Now, I won't go into this because this one here is just a preview. But you see that there was Spanish slavery in the Intermountain West, right? Mormons tried to stop native child slavery in Utah. They ended up encouraging it. So the Mormons had a lot to do with enslaving not only the Spanish, but the Mormons also had a lot to do with enslaving the native people, which were a lot of them were my people, the Paiutes, right? And so that's one of the curses, is that the Most High would send us into slavery again in ships. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Now, when you go into this word here, Egypt, Mitzrayim, Egypt, land of the Copts, a country at the northeastern section of Africa, adjacent to Palestine, which the Nile flows. Egyptians equals double straits, the inhabitants and natives of Egypt. Okay, so double straits. Straits is a hard place, right? Siege, entrenchment, the same as H24, siege, enclosure, siege, entrenchment, siege, enclosure, siege, rampart. Okay, so spiritually, this place is called Egypt because our people are stuck here in bondage to these people. Now, I brought all of that out and the second Esdras out to show you biblically that our people came on ships over here to this land. And people don't believe that we came across on ships. They don't believe. But this man here on the screen, Thor Heyerdahl, he was a Norwegian adventurer who was most known for his Kon-Tiki expedition. What was Thor Heyerdahl famous for? Thor Heyerdahl was a Norwegian explorer and scientist who rose to international fame following his 1947 Kon-Tiki expedition and subsequent best-selling book of the film of the same name. Okay, so the Kon-Tiki experiment was this right here. Thor Heyerdahl took the same, if you call it technology, the same method of making boats that our people, the Northern Paiute, used to see if
I was
fact,
responsible
we could
for
have
the
sailed
experiment.
across
To me,
the
it was a
ocean.
scientific experiment.
This could be an experiment not only into the past, but also into the future. I felt that in reality, we are on this planet living just like on a raft we are all together and we will sink and float together.
You see that? The same technology that our people, the Northern Paiute, used, this man had built a boat. The same technology, the same Thule Reed boats. He had built a ship and sailed across the ocean. You see that? Now, with the right amount of wind, the right seas, you know what I mean? It's clearly possible that our people could have sailed and not built ships like other nations builded ships. You know what I'm saying? They could have built Thule Reed boats and clearly made it here. You know what I mean? Anything is possible with the Lord. And that's exactly more than likely what happened. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. What did Second Esdras say? Second Esdras. No. Second Esdras 13 and 40. Those are the 10 tribes. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. Okay, so our people never kept the statutes that the Lord gave to them, because every time they went into captivity, they started, for one, mixing with the other nations around them and taking on their gods, because it's hard to have faith, because faith is something you can't see. And the other nations, let me see here if I can pull it up. The evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And for a person to have faith, or a people to have faith, they have to have full belief and full confidence in something that is hoped for but not seen, which is a very, very hard thing to do. And when our people went into captivity among the different nations, Egyptians, Assyrians, even the southern kingdom with the Babylonians, and when we were brought from out of Egypt, out of the wilderness, and our people got into the Holy Land, the northern kingdom in particularly was surrounded by the Syrians, the Moabites, and the Ammonites, as well as maybe some Canaanites too. But they started dealing with those people's gods and stuff, because it's really hard to keep faith in something you can't see. You know what I mean? And these people had idols for gods. So something tangible, something that they can see and feel and look at on a daily basis. And that drew our people away from their God, you know? And so he brought us over here on these ships, and we came here, and we didn't keep our statutes, which we would have seen. So I'm going to show you how is some of the ways, or a couple of the ways, that we went off when we were over here. Assyrian art. Okay, so I'm going to go to images of Assyrian art, and I want to go down here. Like all of these All of these go into it, but in particular, these reliefs here show us how our people let me see here. Just bear with me for a minute. Just bear with me for a minute. Okay, here's one here, for example. Okay, you see this man here, this statue of a man, he has an eagle's head upon his own head, as well as wings on his back, right? This guy here has wings on his back also. So does that guy there. This guy, all of them, they all have wings on their back. Okay, and there's even more. This guy here, he has the eagle head. And there's also another one somewhere where the guy has a lion's head. I don't know if I can find it here, but this is just to show you the point, right? So from there, I'm going to go to Aztec Eagle Warrior. This guy here has the same eagle on his head, right? Eagle on his head. And they have feathers on their back. This is just simple things, you know what I mean? These are just simple things. And so that's one of the things that they had brought from the Assyrian captivity. Aztec eagle wings. And also, you saw the feathers on the back, right? Feathers on the back. Feathers on the back. So when Native Americans dance, what do they have? They have feathers on their back, right? Now these might look a little bit different, but I'm sure with them from Assyria. You know what I mean? Feathers on their back. And how do we know this? If we go and we pull up Chief Joseph tablet. If we bring up Chief Joseph's tablet. Oh shit. Done. Chief Joseph's tablet. We see here Chief Joseph's tablet. We see that not only did Chief Joseph have this tablet on his person when he was arrested, Sumerian cuneiform. Now, This would have come from the Assyrians, in which he told the officers when he surrendered to them that he had brought it from across the sea. He got it from his handed down from grandfather to grandfather. But so not only did he have that, but he also had on his person, on his bag there, this design on his bag was a depiction of the Assyrian flag right there. Okay? So the Most High said that we were not follow none of his ways. Proverbs 3:21. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Okay? And so not only did they envy the oppressor, but they chose his ways. And they left that land to come here on ships and to keep the laws, which they didn't keep in their own land. But you see, from these things here, the Assyrian art, the bustles on their backs, the lion's head on the Aztec jaguar warriors and the Aztec eagle warriors, all of these things, even this here, you know, even this here, when you go into a sweat lodge or a ceremony, there's a bull skull on the altar. You know what I mean? And when our people were in Egypt, they worshipped Apis the bull along with the Egyptians. And the Most High, this is not of the Most High, Yahweh, our power. You know, these are things that our people took, and these are some of the reasons why our people fell into the condition that they were in. You know, it's said over there in Deuteronomy 28, and over here, Deuteronomy 28. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee. That king can be construed as even the chiefs of our people, right? Which thou shalt set over thee unto a nation which neither their father nor their fathers have known, and there thou shalt serve other gods, wood and stone. So now, rather than serving our true power, Yahweh, our people have been forced and drawn into Christianity, and in some cases, what is it called? Islam. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither Yahweh shall lead thee. Okay? And then you can go into all of these and read them for yourself. You know? The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and overtake thee, and pursue thee, until thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Okay? So these are the reasons why our people have the highest suicide rate among all people in the earth. This is the reason why our people are still in a third world country type situation all over this country, because our people have strayed away from worshiping our power and knowing who they are. Let me go into this. Shall how is it worded? Thou shalt. Ah, shit. I'll have to go into it at a different time. See if that's it. Okay, it's Jeremiah 17:4. Jeremiah 17:4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee. This is Yahweh speaking. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. Thus saith Yahweh. Cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from Yahweh. And so this is what happened to our people, right? We lost our heritage, our true heritage, which was the northern kingdom of Israel. We were taken into captivity in Assyria. We picked up their customs, a lot of their customs there, and decided that we were going to leave there once we were let go of that captivity. The Most High put the spirit in our people to gather in boats and come across the water. And I know there's a lot of tribes that still have the oral tradition that we cross the great waters to come here from the east. It's also in the Popol Vuh. There's a lot of history on that. But we came here and we tried the best as we could and to keep the commandments. And there's numerous archaeological artifacts that have been found that have Hebraic writing and all of these things that our people brought here and either buried them with the fathers who had brought them, or buried them for safekeeping or whatever, and ended up losing them behind, who knows, war, migration, whatever. And they're being found now, and they've been being found since the 1800s, 1700s, and showing that our people, those were our people, and our people are those people. And so, but the Lord has brought us to a place where we've lost our true heritage, and now he has put the spirit on the men of the Lord to bring this information out, to warn you of the things that are to come. And so what is to come is that what is to come is that I'm going to start this Revelation 13, and I'm going to start at 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. Speaking of this this American system here, Democrat and Republican, and he spake as a dragon. Dragon being going into draconian legislation. Very, very, very cruel legislations are in the works and are already on the books. If you go into like the Noahide laws and all this type of thing, if you really look into it, there's a lot of draconian legislation on the books for this, as well as even if you go back to the time of Andrew Jackson and the Indian Removal Act, though that's draconian type legislation. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell in therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. Okay, verse 12 is talking about he exercises all the power of the first beast before him. So the first beast before this, another beast coming up out of the earth which had two horns. So this is the American system. Verse 12 is talking about all the power of the first beast before him, which was the Romans, right? The Roman system, and cause all the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. Rome went down, okay? And then the Dark Ages came, and then they came back into power in the 1300s, which is the reason they call it the Renaissance, because Renaissance means being back. Naissance goes into birth, the rebirth of the Roman system, the Roman power structure, right? It was brought into fruition through the Renaissance, through Pope Alexander the Sixth, I believe it was. So, whose deadly wound was healed. That's how his deadly wound was healed, and that's in the scripture also. And at another time, that's another video for another time. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. This is speaking of great wonders. Make fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. He has the technology to make bombs and make fire rain down from the earth in the sight of men. Verse 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had the power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had wound by the sword and did live, and had the power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Okay, so the image of the beast is all of their system. It goes into including your CBDC that they're coming up with, all of these things, central bank digital currencies, because in actuality, this is about total control, right? The elite banking system, the elite banking families, they own America lock, stock, and barrel. And their ultimate goal is to control the masses, right? And that's what this causes many that would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So worship, when you worship, you bow down, right? And so this is talking about them being the beast. This is talking about anybody who wouldn't bow down to what they're doing. They are going to do away with them, right? Verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now, what is the technology? Well, it is from, actually, I believe, Bill Gates, and that about the right hand, and the in their foreheads part, you have what is his name? Elon Musk. You have him building this technology to go into your forehead, right? And they're a part of that beast. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that have the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Okay, so verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark. So lately, over the past 2 years, I've noticed that chain stores like Smith's, Albertsons, all of these chain stores are going out of business, right? And now they're even talking about closing some Walmarts. So the other day, I found out that Bill Gates, his wife, her new husband, and his father are the three major owners of Costco. And in order to get into Costco, you can't get in without a card. So that card is the forerunner of what's to come. They're gonna do away with that card and put that little square that's on your card into a little round tube, and they're gonna put it into your hand, right? And that's the technology of Bill Gates. And so if they do away with all stores and Costco is the only place left, and they do away with that card and put that tube into your hand, you can see where verse 17 will come directly into play, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So the name of the beast, you won't be able to buy or sell if you have that tube in you, or if you are of the family, the name of the beast, or if you are a family member of the beast, you can still do business or buy and sell, or the number of his name, right? If you're a part of this system. So let him hear his wisdom. I'll do another video on that once I get more on it. But this is the major thing that the men of the Lord were sent here to warn you about, because this thing here, no man might buy or sell save he that have the mark, right? This is the only sin that you cannot repent from, right? And so this is why the men of the Lord were given this information in these last days to wake up the Lord's people, the 1/3 of all of his people, the Israelites, that were going to hear it and be forewarned what to expect and how to go about dealing with that situation. This is Revelation 16 and verse 2. And the first went and poured out his vial, talking about the angels. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. Right? So the first angel went out and poured a vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast. A noisome and grievous sore. So anybody who gets that mark, they are going to come up with a noisome and grievous sore, which sounds to me like something like a cancer or something like that, right? Upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. Anybody who bows down to this beast and does whatever they want them to do in order to feed your family, or to keep your job, or to continue living your life, or to however they come out about you, to make you be able to see again if you're blind, make you be able to walk again if you're paraplegic, any way. They're going to come with so many different ways to try to sell it to you at first. And then eventually they're just going to say, to hell with it. You got to do it. You know what I mean? And you're going to see people in Sweden are getting it. A lot of people in Sweden have it. And people in China and all of these other countries, they're going to do it first to show you that these people are doing it and make it okay for you to do it. But they're not the people of the Lord. They were not commanded not to do this. They're not under the Most High Yahweh's law. They can do whatever they want. Chinese people can eat bats if they want. White people can eat crab, shellfish, all of these things if they want, but you can't if you are an Israelite. And I'm making this video specifically to our native people. You are the children of the Most High. You are not allowed to do these things. You have a strict law to follow, unless you would like to be destroyed when the Most High sends His Son back. It would behoove you to start listening to the men of the Lord, follow Great Millstone videos, and see what is to come. Okay, so that was the point of this whole video. The Paiute people, northern Paiute people, are Israelites, right? I showed you how we had a slavery upon us. These are the Uto-Aztecan languages, right? A family of indigenous languages of the Americas. The name of the language family was created to show that it includes both the Ute language of Utah and the Nahuatl language, also known as the Aztecan of Mexico, right? And so this is wait a minute. Let me go to a different one here. This thing here. So you see this right here, this picture right here, native land, California, our home, our native land. The Numic, you see it's the Numic homeland right here. This is what they would call Aslan, right? In our language is the Uto-Aztecan language. And you see the dispersion of our language is from south to north, not from the Bering Strait downward. No, it's from south to north. I'm this purple thing over here, the northern Paiute. I live right in that corner right there, Lake Tahoe. I'm right below Lake Tahoe, okay? And then it goes to the green, to the Shoshone, over here to the Ute and southern Paiute, okay? And if you go into this, welcome to the territories page for the new moon. See, that's me right there, Reno, Nevada. Boom. Okay, Northern Paiute Language Project, Pyramid Lake Tribe, Burns, Reno Sparks Indian Colony. That's me. Okay, and so our people are in the family of the Aztec people. And you see this here? This is the pre-contact distribution of the Uto-Aztecan languages. So all of these people in this thing here, the Aztecs are the tribe of Issachar. So all of these, you can see now how, okay, the tribe, the North America is Issachar, Gad, and Reuben. So if you see that all of these pictures here that are in color, no matter what color they are, besides this off-white color, all of these would be considered Issachar. Even though a lot of these are North America, all of North America are not Gadites. We on the west coast of America, we tend to look more like Mexicans, like paisas. You know what I mean? And we don't look like Gadites. So we're related to the Aztec people. So we would be descendants of the tribe of Issachar. Okay? And then you would have Gad in the center of America and up into the northeast, and Reuben over here from, I would say, Louisiana, Georgia, Florida, the Carolinas, Kentucky, all of that would be Reuben. You know what I mean? And the rest, all of it would be Gad. I have a set of playing cards I'll show in another video that shows you the differences between these people. But yeah, so the Northern Paiute people and all of these other people in this the Pima, the Ute, the Goshute, the Shoshone, Luiseno, all of these people that the tribes in LA, you know what I mean? All of these people here are, in fact, Israelites. And it's time to wake up, okay? Give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, and I'll give double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, because that's who I learned this truth from, and I'll say shalom.